And we are back. I'm going to steal this one from my guest today. We are live from the 5
That's
here.
right.
Joining me in the studio is LaKesha Purchase, Ward 5 alderman,
The
owner of
woman.
Fifth Street Gym. So many things going. Or sorry, alderwoman. I apologize. Yes, from Fifth Street Gym as well. You got so many things, so many great things going on.
Yes. Many hats.
No doubt about it. Appreciate you coming by and talking to me today.
Oh, no problem. It's our second time seeing each other today because we had the
Absolutely.
big My Heart is in Downtown.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that a little bit.
See,
Out today.
Yeah, we did a boomerang. I said, now it's beating faster.
There you go. There you go. Get to all that, but let's start just a little bit about you. Let's talk about your background.
So I was born and raised in Maywood, Illinois. Went to Proviso East High School. Some people are familiar with it because we had people like Dee Brown, Shannon Brown, Charles, just a lot of good athletes that left from there and are in the professional sports. And also, too, it's a staple in our community. So I'm a proud pirate. And I love when I see some of our pirates down here in Springfield, as you know, with being the capital for Illinois. They have like a lot of lobbying days. So Advocacy Day for the Proviso Township. Sometimes we have our mayors that's here. So my mayor from back at home in Maywood, he's always down here and he stops by
Sure.
Fifth Street Gym anytime he's in town.
Nice.
So I went to SIU Carbondale.
Okay.
I majored in political science with a minor in speech communication. That led me here to Springfield. I thought I was just going to be here for my semester, finishing up at the Illinois Department of Transportation, being in politics. My godmother is the Senate Majority Leader, Kimberly Lightford, for the 4th District, which is back at home in Maywood, Bellwood, Broadview, Westchester, and Oak Park. And I was supposed to go home so I could get ready for that. And she stepped into assistant majority leader right when it was time for me to go back home. I said, well, maybe I'll stay here and just get my feet wet because now I'm getting familiar with people. I had just pledged to be a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and just was really getting my feet wet. And I'm like, okay, I could see something taking place and taking shape here too. And then I ran for Capital Township in 2017. And the funniest thing was that when I was out, most people who I did know said, you're probably not going to win this race, but it'll help you get your name out there.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I love challenges.
Give me that challenge.
Yeah,
Let's go.
so it made me knock on more doors than I ever thought I was going to knock on. And not only did I knock on them 3 times, I went like 6 times. And it was like, okay, we said we're going to vote for you.
You don't have to come back. We said we got you.
But it was the funnest part for me because most people didn't know what the office was. And I told them, I said, well, hell, I don't really know what the office is, but I feel like we need a voice in the office. And I've been reading about it. So me and you both going to learn it together. And I'm sure you may not need the services, but you may know somebody else who do. And when I said that, it really came off genuine to them for me to even acknowledge that, hey, I'm just getting into something too.
I'm
just
still
to
learning
advocate.
too.
Yeah. And most people don't do that nowadays. They do not tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of, give you the runaround.
Yeah. They try to tell you what you
want
think you want to hear.
Yeah. I don't.
Right.
But so I did that. And then I went into real estate. Real estate has its ups and downs. I started selling properties at first. I knew that I used to watch with my godmother HGTV, Property Brothers, all the time. Like, oh, I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
I know how to pick them colors and match that room and break that wall down because it's not low barrier, turn it into my own little space. And I got really happy after my 3rd one, and I started helping people who never thought they could own a home. So that gave me more of a passion to say, you know what, I could do this and advocate in this field too. And so I started telling them, hey, give me your last 2 years of your tax returns. How long have you been on your job? I need a profit and loss statement so that we can show them. And before they even pull your credit report, that profit and loss paper will show them what you have as your assets and your liabilities.
Sure.
And they was like, what? I was like, let's just write it down for me and we're going to go over it. So that got me more into real estate. Then I started learning that for every, as they call it in the real estate world, every flip that you do, you have 2 holds. So that's how you're able to help with some of the money that you had and reinvest it. Right. And so I started having more tenants, and I've had good tenants and I've had extremely bad tenants.
Sure.
And it's a hard field to be in. I will just say that, but it's also still rewarding because there are people who have lived in one of my properties for 3 or 4 years, and then I have said, "You know what? I want you to just be the homeowner."
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So that's how I've done that.
Very cool.
Then
So,
when you go into the next hat, then alderwoman became I got appointed back in 2020-ish area and have been the alderwoman ever since. And then I left the Illinois Department of Transportation and became a lobbyist.
so what do you lobby for right now?
I lobby for the city of Chicago, and our biggest topic, as you may know, is the Chicago Bears
Sure.
Stadium. So
Sure.
there was a lot of chatter this past week. We stayed longer on Thursday for committee to just get the ball rolling.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's like my biggest project. And then fast forward, I'm at the beginning of our state, and I'm down towards East St. Louis, Cahokia, Centerville, and I represent Touche Regional Hospital. It's a safety net hospital
Okay.
down there.
So you're all over the state, really? A
Yeah,
lot of
from
different things. So,
Chicago.
yeah. All the
Yeah.
way down. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I guess I didn't realize. I guess I didn't realize the lobbying side that you do right now.
Yeah, I
So,
don't talk about it too
yeah.
much.
Okay.
I don't talk about my properties too much. You know, as you get older, you get a little bit more wiser and silent.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I get that.
You don't have to say everything you're thinking. You don't
Hmm.
have to tell everything that you're doing.
Right. So, what's your earliest memory of maybe, I mean, being in that political realm, being having people in the family that have done it, right? So, what's your earliest memory of saying, I might want to do something politics. That might be cool.
I would say it was with my aunt. She was deceased now, but she was the Judge Dorothy Jones. And I would go out with her and my godmom and put the door hangers out. I would go to the women's committee meeting. She was in the Daily Center for over 35 plus years, being a judge and just seeing how they advocate and seeing someone as a little Black girl, seeing people who look like you representing people in a community that you live in, that gave me a passion to want to do it. And I wasn't afraid as a kid to speak up when you would answer the door and talk to you. So I'm like, if I could do it then, I know I can do it when I get
Sure.
grown.
Sure. So, that's kind of what drove you to do that in college, go ahead and get that political
Oh,
science
yes.
degree and
And just
everything.
seeing the positive change too.
Hmm. No doubt about it. Well, over your time as alderwoman, what are some of the things you're most proud of things you guys have accomplished or worked on?
Most recently, within the last year, us forming the Springfield Black Automatic Caucus. It's history on city council. We've never had 3 Blacks sitting up there.
Mhm.
And I think that's pretty huge. And it's a good representation of age range, woman, man, old, young,
Mhm.
middle age. I'm the youngest, then it's Sean, then it's Roy.
Yep. And Sean was in just a couple of weeks ago. We talked to him already. Yeah.
Did not know he was 42.
Yeah. I didn't either. I didn't either. I didn't either.
So we always make fun of each other, or Roy says, hold them kids.
Sure.
Because he's more of the seasoned vet. But I think that's like the most accomplished thing that we have done all together because we don't always agree on things. But at the end of the day, we have one common denominator, and that's our community. Each ward represents something different and has different perspectives, but we still all need to take care of the city as a whole. And I think that we've all learned to work with each other and still have each other's back. It was really heart fulfilling to hear Ward 2 Alderman Gregory bring up when we had our community conversation at the African American Museum last weekend.
Mm.
He had mentioned like, hey, our good sister is with us 90+% of the time, but she also has a different ward that she represents versus me and Roy over here in wards 2 and 3,
Mhm.
where we feel like we always have to fight, but she has like a lot of good things happening in her ward too. And those are the people that represent her to be in this seat.
Right. So, speaking of that, Ward 5, what all does that encompass? Remind everybody what area we're talking about here.
Right here,
Right.
downtown, Enos Park, just so people can understand by neighborhoods. Enos Park, so I have like the Lincoln Park, Vinegar Hill. Actually, a good part of my district goes out to Park Street, which is right across from SHG.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the end of my ward.
Okay.
And then you just come on back. Me, Sean, and Roy meet up at 11th and Enos. So I have where the old Goodwill burnt down, Dental Familia. All of us connect right there.
Gotcha.
So I
Okay.
go all the way to 11th Street. Then I go all the way to Lincoln Park, so Sangamon.
Mhm.
Then me and Rockford split right there.
Gotcha.
Then I come over back to Bernie and Betty's towards South Grand and
Mhm.
Walnut, and me and Jennifer splits right there. And then you have downtown.
There you go.
So, yes.
Awesome. Well, and speaking of downtown, you mentioned we were at an event together just a few hours ago.
Yeah.
The
My heart.
yeah, the ribbon cutting for the My Hearts Downtown sculpture there, but also kind of the ribbon cutting for the campaign and the group and the whole thing, right? So
Yeah, and I meant what I said when I said it's not just a symbol. Like, we're more than just businesses. I get to wear multiple hats. I'm a business owner downtown, but
mhm.
I'm also representing downtown, and then I'm getting ready to live downtown.
Oh, are you? Moving
Mhm,
right downtown. All right. There
mhm.
you go.
Yeah, so what is it? Work, live, and play?
That's right.
I do all 3.
Love it, love it. So I've always thought that would be nice. I've never done that where I'd work, live, play all in one area, like a downtown setting. I always thought it'd be cool to maybe live in downtown Chicago and just be able to walk and everything, but
Yeah, my view, I get to look at the old state capitol. It's a really nice view at nighttime, like my windows that I have, but I just love the feeling of being able to see everybody walking
uh-huh.
around, hear the cars, those dang on birds too, and the
Right,
trees.
right.
But I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. So, what brought you to help out and be a part of that My Hearts Downtown campaign? Of course, you're a business owner down here, but I feel like you have a passion toward that.
Yeah, I'm a little biased because anything that downtown wants, I'm like in it.
Right?
And my it's funny, Floyd's.
Mhm.
Jeremy has said to me, it's like, we would have been mad if you didn't stay downtown and you went out west with your business. So you got to pass on this one. And I said, well, yeah, I mean, I see some of the challenges that people have, and I just thought that I could be a part of being a solution.
Mhm.
So people have concerns. I also hear complaints, but at the end of the day, I found a niche that will work for me where it's not feeling like, we're competing against each other.
Right.
Every business has something different or something unique that they bring to the table. So I was trying to figure out, well, what would I do? My place is like an event space. I have certain nights that as Fifth Street Gym, I will host something, but majority of the time it's people coming in to rent for private events, baby showers, wedding receptions, repasts. I just got a inquiry for a repast. I got an inquiry for a family reunion in June. So it's like, and then of course session. I
Yeah.
just probably did the biggest job of my bar owner career.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we were the mobile bartender for the Illinois Black Caucus soiree, the foundation soiree
Okay.
at the museum. Over 675 people we had to serve. We had 3 bars. And then following that, we did the after party for the Black Caucus Foundation. And we gave 6% of the proceeds to their scholarship fund.
That's awesome. Very
Yeah,
cool.
so wanting to also make sure I'm having an impact too.
Mhm.
So when it came to Leah asking me about the My Heart, she was like, "What do you think about this?" And I was like, "Well, I'm always doing this for
Right,
us."
right.
So it goes right with me, but we're just tilting to the side. And she said, "Well, it's more than having a symbol down here, but it's letting people know that it's real." So when we did the bus benches, we didn't need to have the benches in downtown. People know who we are, know
Mhm.
where our locations are. We need to spread it out across the whole entire city.
Yeah.
So having as you drive around, I think I just found one of mine over on Cook
Oh,
Street
okay. Yeah.
going by Channel 20.
Sure.
So it's kind of cool when you driving around to see where they are. And I think we did over 20 of them.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, what Karen put it when she was talking about that, it's almost like a invitation to come downtown.
Yeah,
You
because it's
you
like,
put them
where's that
outside and then
at?
an invitation to bring them in, you know?
Yes.
So, how long have you had Fifth Street Gym now? It hasn't been too long,
No,
right?
I haven't turned 1 years
Yeah, I
old
was gonna
yet.
say it's less than a year, yeah.
And I was just on the phone with my college, SIU Carbondale, and I'm doing a celebrity host, celebrity bartending event before the Saluki takeover for Springfield. I'll do it that Monday on the 23rd, and I'll have my president of the whole entire SIU system, President Mahoney. I'll have my chancellor, and I'll have I think Dr. Frazier is coming too, and Dr. Baker. It's a couple people lined up that will be doing their slots, and it's the day before our takeover. So
Okay.
I'm excited about that, and just that they're supporting me.
No doubt about it, yeah. Take us to, the thought process when you're thinking about starting this business, kinda
How
the
was it?
strategy behind it. What am I gonna do here? How'd you put it all together?
So that definitely was not my ideal originally when I purchased the building.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to rent the space out. I actually had went to one of the businesses that just opened up and asked her did she want it, and she wanted to go with a bigger space.
Okay.
And then I didn't have anybody else for over 6 months
Okay.
while I was working on my upstairs.
Mhm.
And so I was like, well, I guess I better start thinking of something because some type of bill got to get paid
Mhm.
for the mortgage and the construction loan, and it's a lot. And I was excluded from having any of the resources that's available that I fight for
Oh,
all of
right.
the businesses downtown. I cannot touch any of
Mhm.
that being a sitting alderwoman.
Right.
So it was really like blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh,
And
I
I said,
bet.
okay, I need to like think of something. So I came up with the bar. It was going to be an event space. And at first, my godmother was going to have a second space down here. And it would be good for her because out of 6 months out of the year, they're here in session and
Right.
you have multiple organizations and associations that want to have events between Tuesday and Thursday. And that didn't go as planned. So I said, well, maybe I could try it. And that's what kinda happened.
I
I was
love it.
like, "Well, let's see how this works, and what do I do first, and what's the process?" And I have to say my process wasn't really hard. Going through the city, I followed all the rules. I didn't get any
Mhm.
special treatment. I had to do the application just like everybody else. I had to go through the process of first reading, second reading, and approve. I just couldn't vote for myself
Sure, sure.
on my own liquor license.
Mhm.
And then I went through the state, and that process was very smooth. The public health from the county, they came out. They were really, really nice inspectors. So I was like, okay, this is not as bad. And now I can say I've went through the
Yeah, you've
experience.
been through
And
the
this,
process,
yes,
yeah.
this is what happens when you have to go for this. And it's kind of funny because the liquor commission for the state, we're going to do like a Q&A at my place so we could talk about why do they send people out to do age checks?
Mhm.
Like about 3 weeks ago, two people came into my bar and they both were underage and handed fake IDs. And my bartender, not only did my bartenders catch them, but the people who was in there patronizing turned around and said, "Where y'all IDs at?" So I was like, that was a bad day for them to come.
Right, right.
And I thought it was the Springfield Police Department. So I had said they was like, "No, we didn't have anybody out that day." And then I get this letter that says you passed it.
Nice.
And I sent it to all my bartenders and said, "This is why it's so important. You never know." And what I really loved about downtown, 3 other bars had texted and said, "Hey, it's some people walking around with fake IDs and coming
Sure.
in." So that tells you how much we
Yeah.
communicate with each other.
Mhm.
That's a family.
Yeah, tight knit.
Yeah.
No doubt
They
about it.
didn't have to call and tell me I was the last
Mhm.
stop.
Right, right. They could have thought of more competition thing, but no, it's a
Yeah,
tight
like
knit
you get
group.
in trouble, but
Yeah.
we good. But
Mhm.
no, it was everybody was texting and calling and saying, "Hey, be on the lookout. This is what they look like."
Right. Wow. Okay.
So I like that.
Yeah,
I tell
absolutely.
liquor commission, y'all nice try.
Right. Good try. Not getting me. Now you mentioned, like, some of the city things that you can do, but you couldn't as a sitting alderwoman. So what are some of those things you're talking about?
Like the TIF, any type of city funds that would be available, CDBG funds,
Mhm.
any of that, I cannot participate in it. Now, I can still be supportive of other businesses receiving those TIF funds.
Mhm.
I'm able to go to the meetings, advocate for them. I just let people know I cannot access. So when people be like, "How come you didn't go for that to fix the exterior stuff?" I can't.
Well, how would that be for people that might not know what that does, is how would that benefit somebody like a business owner that's trying to do stuff and utilize those resources?
It can offset a lot of your costs at least by 30 to 50%.
Mm.
And I tell people all the time, I'm more than willing to help walk them through the process, set up the meetings for OPID so that they can explain to them what this would do, how the reimbursement works. You also can use it for land acquisition. So for instance, if I wasn't an alderwoman and I wanted to purchase my building, I could have went for TIF funds to help me purchase that building.
Sure. And that could be huge for somebody.
More
That's
than huge. I
huge.
don't even gigantic.
Right. Wow. Okay.
So there's a lot of ways to help our businesses. I'm always say, go, come on,
Yeah,
before it's all
definitely.
gone.
Definitely. So, outside of the My Heart's Downtown campaign, what are some of your other priorities or ideas when it comes to downtown?
Well, we need to build up more density with our second levels, how me and you are kind of able to look down. A lot of our businesses don't have their second levels renovated. I know for me, it took a lot of money to renovate my second level for it to be a living space. I'm even wanting to talk more with the banks to figure out how can they come in and help. I know that a lot of people don't do it because the sprinkler system. like, I'm looking up at yours. I
Right.
don't see none. But there's things that's called being grandfathered in.
Yeah.
So something had to have happened and you have extra layers of flooring that you did not have to put those sprinkler systems up
Mhm.
there. That it's like a hour rating, 2 hour rating, or 3 hour rating
Right.
that the fire can't rise. So
Mhm.
I've learned a lot
That sounds like it.
renovating
Yeah.
renovating my building. But I was thinking that maybe we could utilize some TIF funds, or even in my lobbying role, I have learned what your legislators can advocate for funds to come back to the municipalities that they represent, which is your cities. And you can use that, for instance. State Representative Jahan Gordon Booth, she brought back millions of dollars for them to do all new lighting throughout the downtown. So it's a lot of things that I could think of.
Mhm.
It's a long Santa Claus
Sure.
list
Love it. So your renovation, is that for you personally? Is that for a rental, or is
for me
that is gonna be
personally.
that's where you're gonna okay, gotcha. All right.
Work, live, and
All
play.
right. Yeah, I just didn't know if that was the one or if you had another spot that you were actually living and that was gonna be the yeah.
To be honest, I've been approached about buying several more buildings, but I need a break. It's a lot, and it's a lot on a small business that doesn't have as much means as a big corporate company that may
Mhm.
come in, such as a bank or something. They have the money to renovate and have the means, but there are so many unforeseen things that can go wrong, and it's not even your fault. Sometimes we have issues with our water system or something that's in our basement that probably should have never happened, but now we're catching it because you're the new owner that purchased it.
Right.
One of my businesses, I think it was Bloom. We had to give them some of the TIF money because the water lines were connected not illegally, but not in the right way.
Oh, gotcha.
And it wasn't something that they would have done. It was something from before me and you was born and your
Mhm.
parents was born.
Oh, okay.
So
A
yeah.
while ago. All right.
You run into situations like that.
Okay.
So unforeseen that could really cost you a ton of money. So it's really important that we have the city for supporting those businesses.
No doubt about it. So when will be your 1 year anniversary of the business?
June
June
11th.
11th. All right. So
Yeah.
as you approach that, what are either some looking forward, what are some goals for it, or what are some things you're most proud of over this first year?
The diversity that has walked through the door. It's funny, I'm on your show as we wrap up Black History Month. So happy Black History
That's
Month,
right. That's
everyone.
right.
But I would say that I wanted to make sure that my establishment was very diversified. The Asian community, I have a friend who's Asian, Teresa, and we had the state house members who have their Asian caucus. We celebrated them, and that was the first time ever. We
Mhm.
brought the community to come out and meet them. I provide spaces for people to have that type of celebration and moment to remember. That is the whole entire goal of having that space. And it's not just about partying or just hanging out. I like to be impact. Congresswoman Nikki Buzinski just had her women's meeting there on Saturday. So not only can you do that, I've had several organizations want to do retreats, and I'm able to have two levels helps me out too because they're
Mhm.
able to separate for workshops and then come back together.
Well, that's perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
I
love
know.
that.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
Definitely.
helpful for me.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at doing a mural on the side of my building.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yes, and I'm hoping to have it done by my 1 year anniversary so I can do the reveal. And I opened up purposely leading up to Juneteenth.
Okay.
And also too, the mural, my ideal of a mural is the Green Book.
Okay.
And that
Absolutely.
do you know what
I
the green
do. I
oh,
do. Yeah.
and a lot of people don't, and
Okay.
it's okay. So I felt like I could help educate people who come through downtown, especially since it's tying into the Route 66. The Green Book helped Black people to know where they could go along the Route 66, where
Mhm.
you could not stop, where you could stop to go to the bathroom,
Right.
you could stop and go and get food. So I want people to also be educated. We see a lot of pretty murals of Route 66. And I just want to have a little bit of education. I also purchased my building because it's right next to a mile mark for the race riot. And I think people should get more familiar with those and stop and actually read what happened at this certain building, whether it's a person who was lynched or it was a person or a group of people where this was a safe space that you could go into and nobody could come and attack
Mhm.
you.
Wow. Yeah, I think there is a lot of people that don't know what the Green Book is. Was there any places noted around here in the Green Book?
There's a few, but I'm still getting very familiar with
Okay.
it
Yeah, I
myself.
was just curious because I've thought about it before. I've never really looked to see if they're around here, if there was places. So
Yes, and I wanna try to figure out if there's something that I can put out for people to be able to read, just like it's that mile marker right
yeah.
next to my building that goes to the jerk joint.
Huh?
It was some stuff that happened at that building that people should get familiar with too.
Okay. Okay.
But I wanna see if there's something that I can have sitting down there, so I'm looking for other grants to go for too.
Yeah, because that'd be kind of cool if it could tell a story. Maybe there was a few places here that were in there. Be a part of it. It'd be kind
And
of cool.
something that's really important to me and what I use my influence for is things just like this. So sometimes we're not heard, or, people who are into doing these things, they're not heard, or their voices may not be loud enough for those in the powers to be for them to receive funding or be able to tell the story. So I try to do that through using my voice
Yeah.
and showing it. Also to impact life.
Hmm.
It was a major incident slash tragedy that took place in Chatham, and there was nothing that we could do but watch the news and hear about it, right?
Right.
Or if you knew somebody that had a child that was over there, you were lost for words. You didn't know
Hmm.
what to say. So my friend Teresa had said, "Well, what if you give blood?" I said, "Give blood?" She was like, "Well, it can be helpful because when situations like this happen, we need to have X amount of blood available. And
Sure.
sometimes you can get a little low on it." So I said, well, that could be impactful, and using my voice and using my position could encourage other people who are young like me, look like me, to say it's okay to do this, but I don't want to just tell you to do it. I got to show you that I'm
Right.
doing it. So
Right.
now you could
Yeah.
believe it's
You're
real.
leading by example and showing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I try to do a lot more of that. People know that this job can be fun, but all the hats I wear. Being
Mhm.
a bar owner is not all that fun
Right.
and hyped up like people think it
Yeah.
is.
People think, hey, I'm gonna go start me a bar, and it's
You
gonna
know
be
what was
fun. And
scary for me that I probably haven't said to a lot of people? Being a sitting alderwoman and seeing what Michael Egan did.
Mm.
And he came from a place that had a liquor license that was providing liquor. So I think about that for myself. How many drinks has this person had? And if I see you even leaning the wrong
Right.
way, you need some water, because it's a huge liability
Yeah.
too. And some people don't know when to stop.
Yeah. And that's probably a huge weight on your shoulders too. I mean,
Yeah.
thinking about when people go a
Hmm.
little too far and
And
after they go leave your establishment, go do something. So
yeah, so you have to think about all those things.
mm,
People try to, with my space, it's a little tricky because the public health. If you have your kitchen open, you can sell food, but also too, if I allow you to have a party and you bring in all your food and people get sick, they don't go after you.
right.
They go after me.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to do more and more workshops to educate people on becoming a business owner. Even just like the Liquor Commission said, we want to do something just to educate people on the things that's priorities while we have compliance checks. Then I met with the Cannabis Association, and I'm doing 2 events with them too
Oh, cool.
this year, so that they can talk about like we're calling it the taste of
Oh.
cannabis. So that's going to be kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
No smoking,
sure. Sure.
no smoking, but they will have a few little goodie bags
Uh huh.
with certain, like the consumption that you can have, and it'll be a limitation, but you'll get educated on it. Because you hear
Cool.
a lot about how some of these, we call them gummies in the
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
but how some of them may be too strong.
Mm.
Some of them keep you woke. Some of them relax you.
Yep.
Some of them make you go to sleep. Some of them help with pain. So we just want to get people educated, and we'll have different stations. So I'm so excited about them coming to my space so I can kind of see, hey, yeah, I think I could like
Uh
that
huh.
one.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be pretty cool because I think a lot of people, yeah, with the gummies and stuff, may not know all the well. This one's supposed to keep you up.
Yeah.
This
And
one's
well,
gonna
how
put
do
you
you
out. This
learn?
one's gonna put you in your chair. This one's, gonna, whatever.
Right.
So,
So, but I'm finding fun ways to get people educated.
uh,
Not everybody likes to read up on stuff, read books, read documents, but a lot of people are visionary. Like, I got to see it.
yeah, absolutely. Going back to that mural real quick, do you have any ideas for what that's going to look like? You said it doesn't have to be some pretty thing. I'm just curious how you tell the story there, or if you might want to leave that as a surprise for
I
people.
do. I
Yeah.
wanted to give you just like a little treat, but I have like my graphic, all of that is designed, and I picked a person from Juneteenth. His name is Cass King. He was born and raised here, but he has taken off and he's down in St. Louis doing huge murals and just doing a lot. And I'm super proud of him. And I've watched him for 3 or 4 years in the Juneteenth art show that they had over at the museum. And so I had asked him, I was like, well, I want my artist to be Black. So I told him, could you come back home to do this? And he said, I would be honored.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me
That'd be
too.
cool.
They gotta hurry up.
Yeah, right, right.
So I can get going.
Uh-huh. So we talked a lot of business stuff. We've talked some politics. Let's switch to the personal side. How do you elevate your life personally?
You know, my word is for 2026 balance.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand the mental capacity that I have to be able to wear all these different hats. And what I like to do for fun in my personal time is go for a walk, work out, meditate, do yoga, take a shower just in like steam water
Right.
sometimes.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep.
I take one every day, but I'm just saying like for the
Sure. No, I
relaxation.
hear you. Yep.
But that's what I like to do on my free time when I do have it, but finding balance with it. You know, I had to bring on some help with me. I never thought about having people who would assist me with my everyday life. But when you're having, what did we name? Real estate investor, alderwoman, lobbyist. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm my grandma's caretaker. I
Oh.
love my grandma.
Mm.
I bring her out. She hangs out with me. Most people know who she is now. They think she's my mom. And when you see my mom, you think she's my twin sister. We're the same
Gotcha.
height and everything. But yeah, I'm my grandma's caretaker. So it's a caretaker, real estate investor, lobbyist, alderwoman, and bar owner. So that's five, the golden
That's a lot.
number. And my grandma, she helps me out too as
Mhm.
much as she can, but she is in her mid 70s and she looks good. Matter of fact, my grandma fine as wine. I hope I look like that when I get that old.
There you go.
So it's inspiring to see that I can help her. I spend Sundays and Tuesdays with her and take her to her doctor's appointment. Then we run the streets on Sundays and go for a walk. And she goes to swimming. I take her to swimming
There you go.
classes. And then we go grocery shopping. And then I still manage to that's almost my downtime right there though.
Mhm.
With my grandma. And I think my family did that purposely
Right. Yeah.
because they could have had my uncle who's here too. And they was like, nope,
Nope.
you need to
You
do
need a little
this.
bit of this downtime. You can take this and use that as downtime. Right.
And actually, it's been helping me because I cook with my grandma on
Okay.
Sundays. And I think too, I grew up as a grandma's baby. Like I spent time with both of my grandmas. My other grandma is deceased, but this is my mom's mom that I moved here with me just to have that like extra eyes on me and just making sure I'm okay when you move to another city where you don't have as much family. So it's really, really helpful. And I like to travel, but I have not been able to do that as much with all the hats that I wear.
Yeah. It's hard to get out. Hard to get out. But like you said, you do got to get some help. When you have that many hats, you got to start buying some of your time back. Essentially, you got to
And they
hire
have
some people to do some things, and to where
they
you
have
can
been
start doing
so
stuff.
helpful. Like when I leave here, we have a St. Patty's Day meeting. So I have to get ready for the bar. Then I have to also be the alderwoman and walk in the parade. So I have to have my team that's helping me get prepared for that with candy, t-shirts. And I got a little treat for y'all during the parade this year
Uh-oh.
too. So
Gonna be
yeah,
fun.
of course.
Yeah.
We live from the 5.
Right. There you go. There you go. Well, remind everybody when the parade is and everything.
It is March 14th. We kick off at 12 noon, but we can party all day. We start at 9 a.m. and we go to about maybe 8 or 9 at night. I know I'm stopping at 7.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, I'm stopping at 7. It's enough. That's enough partying from 9 in the
Right.
morning to
Uh-huh.
7 at night. And it's open for people and their families to come out to. 6th Street is more of the family street,
Mhm.
and 5th Street is more of the like, we live from the 5, or
There you
5
go.
is where it's at.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I'm excited about it. And this will be my first St. Patrick's Day. But I'm also trying to do other things. Like I never thought about having a Christmas tree up all year long.
Uh-huh.
And I still got a Christmas tree up. I got a Valentine's
Oh,
Day
there you
theme
go.
right now.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be a St. Patty's Day theme. And then it's gonna be a Juneteenth.
There you go.
So I'm like going all
Roll
around
it
the
all year. Let it go. Let it go. Well, I've thought about doing that at the house before. I'm just gonna leave it up. I'm gonna decorate it different every couple of months. Call it
Yeah.
good.
So that's what I like to do in my fun time as well. And then I like to spend time with my family, but that's been challenging. So they've been coming here more. Me and my cousins, it's about 14 of us that's around the same age. Uh, they are all some badasses. We all like doing it big and go support each other for certain events. So about 6 of them are coming here for St. Patty's Day weekend. And we normally do a girls trip and go to Cancun or Jamaica every summer, and I haven't been able to do that the last 2 years, so they've been a little upset
Yeah,
with
they've been
me.
pushing you probably, haven't they? You need
Yeah,
to get out there. Yeah.
so they said, "We gonna come and check out what you got going on that you keep, like, canceling our trip."
Uh, what's so great in Springfield? You got to keep canceling our trip. Probably you got to keep
Yeah,
coming
they
after
said,
them.
"Is the Simpsons alive again?" They like to joke about the
Yep,
Simpsons.
yep. Yeah, we weren't picked as the Springfield that had the Simpsons, right? Didn't they do that one year where they went through
Yeah,
and
but everybody still thinks it's us. So when you say Springfield, Illinois, they say, "Oh yeah, the
yeah, the
Simpson," and
Simpsons.
I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"No."
Right, right. So, what's next for LaKesha Purchase on anything? In the city, on anything? You got anything big coming up on top of everything you got going on?
No, I think that I'm trying to maintain, I'm trying to balance, and you know what? Continue being a student. I tell everybody, you may think that I have it all together or I may make it look easy. I just came from Grant Middle School today and I cried while I was there because they had the youth, the students, they made this board of us and they did their research. I mean, I'm glad that I am like so professional.
I mean, that sounds like an amazing event. When you said made a board of us, who's the us?
So it was me, Dr. Jackie Newman, which is my sorority sister, Teresa Haley, which is my sorority sister, Erica Austin, who's a member of Divine Nine, so we still love her too, and
Mhm.
she's also the school board president. So she's Dr. Erica Austin, and then our new superintendent, Terrence Jordan.
Mhm.
I mean, that was a good 5.
Yeah.
5 is a lucky number. It's
Right.
like the golden number, and it just warmed my heart. And they all dressed like each of them dressed like us and had a fashion show.
Uh,
So they brought up our picture, our position, and it was their job to figure out. And she had on a red top so she knew Delta,
of
and
it.
she had that on the board as well. She had constituent stuff that she had saw and researched about me from my
Really?
website. So she had pictures that she cut out and put everywhere of everything that I do. And she asked, could she shadow me? And I said, yeah, it's a lot. But you sure can. I got a couple things you can come to.
There you go.
So maybe having her come to city council so she can see the nuts and bolt of what an alder person does. And that's a question that we get asked all the time. What do you do? And it's not one way to answer that question because each of us have our way and how we identify what we want to do. There's no playbook. When I took over from the person who was there before me, they didn't call and say, "Hey, Keisha, these are projects I've been working on,"
Right.
or "This what you need to start thinking about." No, I just was in the water, just
You're just
floating and
in.
looking around, like moving my arms, saying, "Stay above water," or "Don't drink too much of the fire hose."
No, you're at a lot of different events. You go to a lot of different things, but that event today at Grant had to. I mean, that had to just hit you in the heart, doesn't it? I
It
mean, it has
did.
to.
And when they told me we lucky to have Lakeisha on location, when they said that to me too, I just gave them the heart. And I do this a lot to people. But when they said that, they said, where did that name come from? Hashtag Lakeisha on location. I said the community because I used to do these weekend recaps when I first got appointed, and people said, when do you sleep? Because you are like at 6 different places. And I said, that's just how much is going on in Ward 5. So when people say there's nothing happening, I don't know where you looking at, but
Right.
Imma show you so that you can see as you continue going on,
Mhm.
"Okay, I missed it this summer, but let me go to that next summer," because she just showed us what it was like. And people love to see what's going on. Even if they didn't go and they saw it was a good time, "Dang it, I missed it. Imma
Uh-huh.
go
Catch
next
it next
time."
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just thought that that was so good to see somebody that was in 7th grade and tell me that she wanted to be like me and that she appreciates how I carry myself. And she also, it was one other thing that she told me. Oh, she asked me, how do you handle the people yelling at you? Like, that's how she asked me.
Right.
How do you handle that? And I said, always respecting people, treating them how I want to be treated. I don't want you to yell at me, so I'm not going to yell at you. And I said, and even when they do it, still just be the mature one and just don't, or you can still get your point across without yelling.
Mhm.
You can be as calm. And sometimes people just don't know how to take you when you're like that
Right.
too.
They don't either. And
Now you
somebody
you want me to cuss you out and yell because
right.
then you expect it.
Right.
But when you calm and you can still get your point across and not be too overly excited, I said that's what I want y'all to do. People
Love
expect
it.
it from us. So I thought that was like the fun these are the fun parts of my job. I went and spoke to Trinity Catholic School in my ward on MacArthur. Their whole school came out to the assembly area to talk to me. And I said to the teachers, I think y'all fed them these questions because they said, how do you handle conflict resolution up there? I said, what grade are you
What
in
grade
asking me that question?
right.
So it's very interesting. And just know when you think people not paying attention, they watching you completely.
Yeah. Yeah. We might have to do I right before this, I told you I was at Ridgely Elementary, so
Mhm.
we do a talk every month with somebody from some career, and they talk about what they do. We might have to do something like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I would love that. I just think that it's important because they're our future.
Mhm. No doubt
They're the
about it.
next generation, and I look at people like my godmother or my aunt, people who are paving the way for me to be able to speak the way I speak, be able to understand things in this area because it's not that easy to comprehend. I say it every time during budget season. This is a lot to take in, process, and digest. Like you
Mhm.
just spit me a whole year worth of everything you've been doing and where you spent money, and I'm trying to process it so quickly before making a vote on the next budget
Right.
and knowing if you can take this service away, but if you take this service away, what's the repercussions of saying that I want your fire truck to break down on the way to a fire? I want your car to not work or something goes wrong and it's an emergency and you're trying to get there. Then
Mhm.
you have the community looking at you, why you ain't give them enough
Right.
money? Why
Mhm.
didn't you look at that? And it's not that easy as people think it is, but I think it's our job to try to explain it as best as we can or do workshops that can help people to comprehend it in that way for them to understand.
Absolutely. Well, so much great stuff today. I like to
Yeah, not
close
enough
with
time.
I know. We could sit here and talk for like 3 hours, I think. It'd be fun. But I always like to close with these last couple of things. Let's give the audience a piece of advice, one on the personal side, one on the professional side to help them elevate their life or business.
Always be a student and open to learning and keeping an open mind and always, and please hear me when I say this, stay true to yourself.
Mhm.
Don't change for anybody. There's ways of improving yourself, but changing is not it. You can improve and enhance, your speaking skills, how you carry yourself. Sometimes it comes with age as you grow and mature and you go through things, you learn from it.
Mhm.
Everything is a lesson. It's not a loss. It's a lesson. You're here for a reason. You're here talking to me for a reason. I truly believe in like just staying true to yourself. I would say on the professional side, be willing to keep an open mind when you're hearing a perspective that you might not agree with.
Mm.
Try to understand where did they get that from? Why did they say that? And that's with anything. Let's even remove politics. Let's just talk about business one on one. Trying to learn if you in a partnership with somebody and you all everything don't always align. Well, where was they coming from when they said this? Or I mean, why didn't you accept what I said? Just try to have an open perspective. And I think that helps us to have respect and boundaries for each other.
Completely agree.
We need that all around the spectrum. Hell, doing chores at home, we still need
Yeah, still need
boundaries.
that. Uh-huh. No doubt about it. And is there anything we can do community wide to help all of us here elevate Springfield and the surrounding communities?
I would say get active, whether it's attending your neighborhood association meeting, attending a city council meeting, attending a board meeting, attending an event that's happening downtown or in your area that you live in. It requires you to participate for you to be in the know and know what's going on.
Mhm.
If you don't make yourself accessible to those things, you won't know anything. So I think that would be my biggest takeaway.
Love it. Well, had a great time today. Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for
Remind
having me.
everybody where they could go to learn more about what you got going on, politics wise with the city, the business, the whole thing. Where can they learn more about you?
Well, today is Friday, so we have Fish Fridays
Mhm.
at 221 South Fifth Street, which is Fifth Street Gym, and it's $12 bottomless fish. That's all you can eat.
There you
So I
go.
had to come up with a catchy name, so they be like,
Uh,
"What that mean?" So all you can eat fish, but also too, if you're looking to have an event such as a birthday party, a family celebration, family reunion, anything, give us a call and you can find me at Fifth Street Gym on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me personally at LaKesha Purchase on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. You can find my alderwoman page on
mhm.
Facebook and Instagram.
Omnipresent all over the place.
And you'll just catch me outside too. Just, be respectful. I've been a little bit more reserved lately because sometimes you don't know what people gonna approach you with when they walk up to you. So I don't know if I should be like this, like
Uh-huh.
this, like this.
Yep. Well, appreciate you going live from the 5 with me.
Thank
That
you.
was
Make sure
fun.
you let everybody know every time you do we
I'm about to
live
start
from
throwing out that. Yeah, I got to give you credit for it though. I can't just take it and start using it. I
say
got.
as my girl Keisha
That's
say, we
right.
live from the five.
Exactly. Cool. Well, you have a good weekend. You
You
appreciate you
too.
coming by.
Thank you. See you for St. Patty's Day. And you gotta come on by too.
I will do that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We're gonna let Alderwoman LaKesha Purchase get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.